Hello and welcome to Pardon the Interception, Season 37, Week 14, with your hosts, myself, Lee Wood.
Nick Taylor.
Simon Wood.
Let's take a look around the bowls this week, starting off, as ever, with the GFL.
Do you mean trying to give the Big Sky money for Snorefest GFL?
This is Tio not winning a bowl.
Yeah, what's going on here? What's happened?
The only thing I can think of is Carl has some form of deal with a greater evil power that only kicks in the second half.
Okay. Darth Plagueis?
Yeah.
But the stats look very even, and then the score are just not.
Yeah, like possession slightly favours the win rates, first downs, even the turnovers are close, but just absolutely dominated the scores.
Mm.
Yeah, kind of odd to some extent.
Just going to look at the old special teams. Kick returns, not massive difference.
There's a pick six for the circle in the game.
I was just about to say it must be like turnovers must have been.
But they got
I don't know.
big old drive going. They just started scoring touchdowns ridiculously easy, it looks like. In the end of the game.
Did Dave go with his classic very few stances on defense? Pretty much.
Yeah, it just looks like they kind of ran to the halfway line and then gave up it a few times.
But yeah, so
but
it's pretty much a unexpected scoreline, I think.
you say unexpected, Simon, and I said that Circle would win, so
Okay,
I bet against the Dark Lord. I'm quite impressed with myself.
Anything else before we move on to the Atlantic?
Yeah, I think as you mentioned, it's a bigger gap between the scores than we expected. So.
Yeah, it was a bit of a routing, which I don't think we were expecting. So, did the sandbaggers sandbag? They did, but it was it was close.
Yeah, Boff gave the ball away quite a bit.
Yeah,
that's
what kept it close.
Yeah, 5 turnovers or -3 in the turnover differential and still won by 6 points. Is
Avalanche just came out after half time and just didn't fancy quarter 3. Otherwise, they would be fine. So
the question is, how long are these two teams going to be dominant for in the Atlantic? I think the Snow Bears are likely going to get not completely blown up, but
BA, it's going to get blown up.
I reckon Aid will take them to a 6-4 team rather than completely explode.
Cannot help himself.
Yeah, most coaches want to leave their own mark on a team, right? So,
I mean, Aid has publicly stated that he's not going to nuclear explosion it. So
what I don't like is the misinformation from both Lee and Johnny here.
What do you mean?
Well, Lee's only won 2 bowls in a row in the Atlantic. Because the one before I lost by 1 point to the Stingrays on 3 ago, so you can't. Disgusting. The dynasty I left Johnny is still doing all right.
Yeah.
Anything else on this before we move on?
Controversial. No, Sandbag's going to sandbag.
Sandbagger's going to sandbag.
The
Riverton
Bowl. Big Sky.
Wasn't that boring?
No, this was actually turned out to be a missed extra point away from overtime.
I'll ask you one question. Did the Rivets win another bowl?
Yes.
Well, then it's just boring boost guy. How they
Well,
win's irrelevant.
The Hornets decide to give the ball away a bit too much. But there you go.
I think this might be a sign of the times, though.
All right, Mr. Styles.
I was actually going with Prince, but sure.
Do you think it's time that the rivets aged into oblivion?
Yes, I think it is the time they aged into oblivion. I mean, when their
The eight
average
times
starters are age 27, it's probably probably about time they died.
We keep saying that, and they keep just,
Rise from your grave.
I mean, they have only 2 starters under age 7.
Where is the list of like age
Uh,
by starters somewhere?
It's inside the numbers, isn't it?
Inside the numbers.
Inside.
There we go. Yep, by team starters. It's near the top. Age got pulled out.
Nearly 7.
Age?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that's impressive. I mean, this number is so high that Gary Lyon could join the team as a player, and this number would come down.
True.
It is a very old team.
The average hair by square inch would reduce there.
But yeah, I think it's definitely. I mean, it went the way most people called it, but I don't think people expected it to be a single point.
Is it the end of the dynasty?
It's the beginning of the Hornet dynasty.
The year of the Hornet.
Tripson's
Anything else
offensive
before
coordinator.
anything before we move on to the Continental?
Did you say Tripson is defensive coordinator there?
Offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's going to bring them 6 bowls in a row for the Hornets.
The Eagles versus the Kilwinning Royals.
This is one of the ones we couldn't decide which way it was going to go.
It was a great game as well.
Great first half. And the defense decided to turn up.
Yeah, the defenses both got stuck in traffic by the looks of it.
Yeah. But once again, that third quarter seems to be the quarter to do the business in. Got just turn up in that third quarter. So you Rivets did it in as well. They turned up in the third quarter. Just got to turn up in the third quarter.
Even game.
Difference.
Yeah, nice close game, I think.
Yeah.
2 teams that I think we're going to go on to do well some more. And
Continental's been pretty interesting this year.
Yeah, I think it's quite open. I don't think both these teams are guaranteed to be back next year in the bowl, unlike some of the other leagues.
That's because the Angels are in the league.
Although granted the kill winning Royals looked pretty good. 10 yards per carry in this game, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's madness.
So,
anything else before we move on?
No.
The Deltoid Bowl. The Sandbaggers versus the Venom.
Just go to the Empire. Oh, I'm looking at this shit.
Bam.
Oh, nobody turned up in the third quarter. What's going on?
Guitar because the game was already over.
Domination gave you the ball quite a lot as well.
Yeah, so many turnovers and yet still so few points.
That's, to be fair, that's just quite how one-sided the game was. And I knew that. I know how bad my team is. So.
Yeah, I think it was going to be a very tough one for you.
Sandbag.
I didn't expect to win week 12, week 30.
Yeah.
You've been on borrowed time for a while, I think, is safe to say.
Because I can only lose in the playoffs to the Cougars.
And now the Katanas.
Look at the Empire Bowl. An overtime game. 110 points.
Oh, this one goes against the grain as well. Quarter 3, the Storm out.
Cementing their place as the best league.
This possibly is my favourite bowl.
Look how many
I love the fact the losing team have 550 passing yards as well.
Who needs a defense, right?
Mm.
Both these teams had defense during the season, didn't they? They just decided to put their defenses on the bench for the bowl and just play double offense, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one. I think we thought this one would be close as well. So as
So,
proven by the overtime.
yeah. Suppose the question then comes to the playoffs. Who got there? So week one, obviously, Nick. Week two, Simon starting to come back. Week three, it was just might as well not have even run it. Week four, Nick and Simon tied. Me, the only one that had faith in the continental.
Yep.
Didn't do too well in the other leagues, but I had to try and catch up the points somehow. And we have a new champ. We have a new champion. Simon has lost his throne. He couldn't do the triple.
It all came down to the overtime in the Griffin Storm game. It'd have been a tie otherwise. It gone the other way.
That's true.
Then I would have had to come up with a tiebreaker.
My
Or
name's
would have-
not Conrad.
Would have a half star each or something. I don't know.
Nah, we'd do a tiebreaker live on air of rock paper scissors or so, aren't we?
It's been an
But yeah.
entertaining playoffs this year.
Yeah, it's been a really good season. And I think the growth in people commenting outside of that league is definitely great as well. Looking through the comments for the bowls, saw a lot of comments from people not involved in those leagues at all.
Yeah, it's all due to us, Lee. Come on, take your credit.
I think we help start the conversation, and I think we open up people's eyes to what's going on in other leagues. And I think the game gets better if people look across leagues as well.
I have to say, like, it's been entertaining learning the other leagues. Like, we've been going for a long time, but still. I mean, if like the Rivets and the Giant Hornets like blew up in the Big Sky, I'm not sure I know who was going to come through. But other than that, I think the other leagues I know a lot more about than I.
The generals,
certainly
it's the
did ages
generals.
ago, so,
It's
yeah.
interesting learning about other leagues as long as they're not the Big Sky.
As long as they're the Empire.
Yeah, or the
So, slowly becoming a fan of the Continental. Continental was good this season.
That's only because they've got the Angels.
big draw, like big draw.
Angels were good. The Delta's been pretty entertaining as well. If the Katanas weren't there, it'd be more entertaining.
Mm.
Are they going to be the new Rivets? That's the real question. Like, are they going to just go back to back to back for a little while?
Lee's going to focus all of his time and energy on his new GFL team, so hopefully not.
He has the same
Oh.
age problem as the Rivets.
That's true. But it would be interesting next season. See whether some of the new coaches in these teams will blow those teams up, so to speak. Let's see what's going on that front. Not that I know who's moved where anymore. But
we can definitely.
We've got various spots open in the Empire right at the moment. So
yeah,
if I remember correctly.
That's LJE to the Quake, Aid Hill to the Snow Bears, Skogmeister General to the Texans, Mike Smith from the Stingrays down to the Enlightenment, Ken Dean to the Stingrays, Dean Cross to the Bulldogs, and then a bunch of open teams.
Quite a lot of open teams this time around.
Yeah, they're all get filled up. The list is healthy. We've been told so.
Well, should be good.
I don't think there's any team that's in a terrible state in this list as well. Maybe the Miners might be the worst state team.
What you want is probably the Royals, right?
Probably, yeah.
Unless they're about to age into oblivion or something, but
Yeah.
But no bad teams there by the looks of it. Like the Kings have had a bit of a downturn recently, but hopefully they get a coach that's going to be there for a little while. Possible that they got taken over this season. It's possible that they were on a bit of a
Possible, I
transition
think, yeah.
period, and it was a bit tough. But yeah.
Right. Anything else before we bring this to a close?
Thank you for everyone that's watched this season. It's been good seeing comments, and it's been entertaining, as I say, going through all the leagues every week. So yeah.
With that, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
If you're still watching, have a hard think about what you do with your time, because this is a whole crock of shit. Right. Bye.